Okay, welcome to the docuseries Black Love in the Six, where we go deep on all things love. Introduce yourselves, let us know a bit about you and your love story and how it all began.
Okay, well, this is Leighton, and I'm Michelle.
Hola.
Yes, so we've been married for 7.5, going on 8 years. Yes, so long. And we actually grew up in the church together. And for the way that life turned out, we circled back after dating years ago. We circled back and we ended up getting married. And so yeah, we've been married for this long, and we have two wonderful kids, boy and girl, and that's pretty much us.
What is your definition of love?
I don't know if I have a classified definition. I think for everybody it's going to be different. Um, you got to take what works for you. Um, Somebody's experiences can change the way they view love. For me, I'm looking. I wanted peace. I want peace in my life, and she brings that to me. Yes, you do.
Oh, beautiful.
But you don't want to. I personally don't want to be in a situation where I'm in a constant argument or anything like that. She cares for me. She loves me, and I'm at peace.
Right. So, yes, for me, love is the definition of love is just basically wanting the same that you would want for yourself, that you want for your partner as well. And that you all are growing together, learning from one another, you're building something together. And it's one thing to have love, and there's another thing to be in love. And for me, it just love is just that. It's loving unconditionally, not picking apart what you want to love. It's loving the person for who they are and just growing together. So 100%. That's for me. That's love.
So my name is Jamelia Gay. I reside in Brampton, Ontario, and I am a daughter. I am a woman. I am a partner. I am a child of God. Um, hmm, I am the founder and managing director of Diamond Initiative, and I am unapologetically Black.
So give us your definition of love.
Love is, I am love. And when I say I am love, I'm not just referring to Jamelia Gay, but I feel that we each have an element of love within us. And with that love, we have a responsibility to share that with those around us. For me, love is love, the love of God. And love is self love. It begins with the self, it starts within. And with that self love, we're then able to love our neighbors as ourselves. We're able to love our community. We're able to love our neighbors. We're able just to share that love. Whether it's within the your career, whether it's within the family, your friends, even loving strangers or loving your enemy, quote unquote. To me, love is First Corinthians. Love is patience. Love is kind, and with that love, I try to replace that with not just with the people around me, but I replace that love with my name because then it helps me to see, am I exuding what love should be?
Welcome to the docuseries Black Love in the Six, where we go deep on all things love. Tell us a bit about yourself and where you're from in the city.
Um, I'm a single mother. I have 9 children, and I work with special needs population.
Give us your definition of love.
Love is a deep-rooted emotion that runs really deep within anyone. It is something that comes from God, your beliefs, your morals, your values, depending on what you've been raised with, you hang on to that. But in my values, it's about God, and it's your foundation of how you've been raised. So you get those morals from your word, the word.
Do you believe there is such a thing as Black love?
I don't believe love has a color, but within our race, it definitely has shown us that we have some familiar patterns about certain things that run consistently, and it presents itself on an ongoing basis from generation to generation.
So welcome to the docuseries Black Love in the Six, where we go deep on all things love. So tell us about yourself, give us your name and where you're from in the city.
My name is Natalie Hussett, and I am from Scarborough. Yes, yes, the East End. And I'm the owner and lead planner of Your Dreams Desires YDD events, where we curate everything special for your special events and special moments in your lives. My definition of love is unequivocally open honesty with absolutely no conditions. It's being able to be true to yourself, be true to your partner, being true to your friends and family. It's all about open and truth.
So do you believe in Black love?
I do. I do believe in Black love. I believe Black love is essential to our well beings. It's essential to us as individuals. Without knowing, understanding, and owning Black love, we can't grow as individuals.
Okay, do you believe that there is a difference between love and Black love?
There is. I do believe that. Love is something you can have with anyone. You know, I have friends who are of different ethnicities who I do love. However, they would never understand Black love because they would never understand my struggles, my plights. And as such, there is a significant difference between love, generic love, and Black love.
So my name is Samara. I was born in Toronto, Wellesley Hospital. I grew up in Scarborough, Port Union to be exact. And in terms of what I do for a living, I'm a business owner, I'm a mom, and I just help out my family in any way I can. How much time do we have? So in terms of love, love is patient, love is kind, love does not seek its own, love does not seek its own. There's so many different things to describe love, but I truly believe that scripture in the Bible that specified what love is. I think it's Philippians, if I'm saying it right. That's what love is to me.
Do you believe in Black love?
Yes, I do.
Elaborate.
So I feel like, again, Black is a social construct. I identify as Black because it translates in terms of like the unification and the times we're in. However, I believe it depends on the culture within what it means to be Black. Like there's the Western version, Eastern version, then there's Caribbean, then there's American, then there's Canadian, like Nova Scotian type of love. It just depends on the demographics. But ultimately, I aspire to promote Black love, regardless.
So is there a difference, do you believe, in love versus Black love?
I believe that being Black has so much history attached to it, so it puts a specific spin on what it means to love another human being. And then there's love in general, right? So we just get into the nitty gritty, but we specify Black love and what it means. Mhm.
What about love languages? Do you believe in love languages?
I believe that love languages exist for people who participate in that sentiment. I don't have a love language myself, but they exist because if people believe in it long and hard enough, it exists, right?
What would you say your definition of self-love is?
Self-love is being comfortable with yourself, whether you're in a commune or in a group of people or by yourself, just alone. And you're comfortable with it. You're not feeling lonely. You're actually more comfortable and happy and just like, wow, I love this. Like, that's self-love to me.
Do you think someone could love themselves if they don't have self-love?
No, because I feel like you're faking it until you actually accomplish it, right? A lot of the time, people are told, you know, you should, and it's a good idea to love yourself, but are they actively practicing it? Are they a testament to that based on how they operate when the day goes? You know, based on what they say to themselves, based on what they say aloud. You know, the proof is gonna expose itself, right?
And so, do you believe in love at first sight?
No. I don't believe in love at first sight. I believe that love requires you vet the person in all instances in order for you to go like, I love this human being, right? I believe that you can be attracted or be impressed or be in awe of a person, but I would never just say that's love, like automatically. No.
Cool, I'll start. My name is Cheve, and I am from the GTA, or Vaughan, more specifically.
My name is Tyrell, from Vaughan as well too.
I'm Dre, Dre Russell, also from Vaughan. We're talking about maneuver and how we're.
Yeah, and we're our brand is, our company is Maneuver Men's Grooming, and we are a Canadian Black-owned men's grooming line. Us three here are some of the owners, and some of the people behind the cameras are owners as well too. My role is I am the director of media operations. So anything pertaining to any media content, any of the commercials, any of the visuals, ideally, I'm sort of face behind it. I work a lot with Tyrell. He'll explain what he does in a second here, as well as Fun Show, and ideally everybody else as well too. So we're really interconnected.
With me, I'm the creative director, so I'm more responsible for the branding and the aesthetics of the brand itself. So I take care of a lot of the product packaging, when it comes to like the social media posts, anything that's really out there to brand the brand.
Well, me, I'm the founder, president, and CEO of Maneuver. My job is to expand the business, make the connections, find Malcolm's Choice, but other businesses that we can partner with and collaborate with to push the mission that we're trying to accomplish, is bringing Black people together, sharing our resources financially, our knowledge, our experience, to maneuver together and accomplish a goal that we feel like hasn't been accomplished yet in terms of, well, I guess, Black love to another level.
So tell us your definition of Black love.
Being able to, unconditionally love yourself and your people is ultimately what Black love is about, right? I have this funny phrase now. I say lead with love. So that's sort of my mantra now, and within that, it allows me to help the community advance and elevate, and ideally, that's what Black love means to me.
That was great. With me, it really comes down to just embracing, first of all, the culture, embracing all of us, because I just feel like there's so much separation in our community for many reasons. It can be anything from like skin color to status to a variety of things. So I just feel like it really comes down to us loving ourselves and loving everyone in our community, treating everyone like brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? So it's not really, I wouldn't really just keep it as Black love, because I just feel like we should be loving everybody and treating everybody equally. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, like, I felt like I've been fortunate enough to have Black love throughout my whole life, coming from a Black woman. You know what I mean? Like my mother, the relationship that I have with my mother, you know what I mean? It stems deep. Like that's my first love. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, even with just like anyone that I kind of interact with, I always, I guess, gravitate naturally to people that have characteristics that I see in my mom. You know what I mean? I don't know if that, I guess that probably makes me a mama's boy, but I mean like what Sinead was just saying, it's all about love, just in general, just leading with love and really just embracing everybody the same way. Changing.
Makes perfect sense.
Here you go.
He took a breath.
So for me, we had a conversation earlier. I have a question questions and questions I ask myself about what Black love means, and like what Shay was touching on, I believe it's a individual, personal thing. I feel like when we put the word Black in front of love, I'm assuming that we're addressing the hate that Black people receive, and we are combating it with the love that we want to share or have for ourselves and for one another. I think Black love is to combat Black hate. When you see the television and certain complexions get a certain rap, or the way they, I guess the world stereotypes us, it groups us together and things like that. So when I think about Black love, I feel like it's to combat the hate that we receive. But again, for me, I'm over not over, but Black love and unconditional love for yourself and for the community.
So why don't you guys go ahead and give us your definition of Black love? I don't think it exists. I think that there's love, period. But being a Black person, you go through a lot of the same experiences, so you feel like there's something that's specific to the way that you love.
You mean romantically or just in general?
In general.
Okay, I would say Black love is, I guess, familiarity. Knowing someone before you really know them, just because you know they've gone through similar experiences. It's like even outside of a romantic level, it's like calling a auntie without blood relation and having them calling you son. It's like the head nod you give your brother when you're walking by and he's not really your brother. That's Black love to me.
I like that. I would say Black love to me is I feel like it's love, and what makes it Black love is obviously the color of our skin, and our experience with it may differ from our our white counterpart based on the type of experience they've had. But to me, I feel like Black love is just coming together and really supporting each other. It has like deep roots, and sometimes it's complicated because our understanding of what love was taught to us is different, and because of that we show love in a different way. Like my fellow my fellow panelists said, I apologize, that it's just like those unsaid words, that nod, that respect. I feel like there's deep roots in Black love, because of our culture and our background, and it's generationally rooted as well.
So my name is Nairini, but everyone calls me either Nai or Rini. I did not grow up in the GTA. I'm from Kitchener, but Toronto has always been my first love. Funny enough that we're talking about Black love, Toronto has always been my first love. So I've lived in and out of the city over many years. I'm 31, and I have a daughter who is 1.5, and I am currently in the midst of a separation. So this is a really juicy topic for me right now. So I'm definitely excited to talk about it.
What's your definition of Black love?
I think my definition of Black love is having that strong foundation. Finding your special someone. I am a hopeless romantic, like in the true sense of the word or the term. So I think when you find that person that you like just click with, you get each other, y'all are friends. And then there's that cultural element. Being Black, that's always been important to me. I've definitely, growing up, played with the idea of dating outside my race, but it never quite feels right. No offense to the other races. There are some fine-looking people out there in the world, but just something about your Black counterpart that just always does it.
My name is Christine. I'm from Scarborough.
I'm the middle. I'm Candace from Scarborough.
I'm Camille, the oldest, and I guess you could say I'm from Scarborough, but I live in Oshawa.
Give us your definition individually of what you believe Black love is.
I think for my generation, it was more looking at things like the Cosby Show. You know, we're not supposed to talk about Bill Cosby, but that was what we thought Black love was supposed to be: a mom and a dad, a nuclear family with some kids. Um, that sitcom wise, we go through a problem and all of a sudden solve it. So for us, Black love for my generation, I think was more about what we saw on TV, more than anything else.
And I want to jump on what my sister said in regards to TV shows. I guess my generation was more Fresh Prince, especially with Aunt Viv and Uncle Phil. That household, the I don't know. They were an item. They were a couple. They were amazing to watch, and I guess that's where we saw the most love. The push comes to shove, the hard situations, the kids, everything under one roof. I love that show, so that's what I saw as Black love.
I would definitely agree. I was gonna say Fresh Prince as well too, because I love the dynamic that again, Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv, they had their children, but then they brought Will in as well too. So you got to see that dynamic that Will wasn't necessarily birthed from them, but they treated him as if he were. Again, they talked about the hard topics, the tough love. Uncle Phil was always there to give Will that tough love, which we can definitely relate to. But he always had good intentions, and it was always out of love, and there was always a reason why he would do what he would do. So I would definitely say that that was a perfect example of what Black love or what love in general should look like.
Black love is love. To me, there should not be a difference. But I feel like we should hold ourselves to a higher level of love, um, because it's not always given to us from others who don't look like us. And I feel that it is our responsibility not to stoop to the level of others. So Black love should be more. Um, Black love goes beyond romantic love. Black love is love of family. Black love is friendship. Black love is strength. Black love is vulnerability. There's a beautiful power in being vulnerable, in you know being strong in your emotions. There's a strength in being able to show your humanity, basically. When it comes to family, friends, relationships, to me, Black love is forgiveness, self forgiveness, and forgiveness of others. Whether or not that apology comes, it's being able to be gentle with yourself, with others, and to move forward. Um, Black love is holding each other up. Black love is community, especially within the pandemic. We've seen so much growth and such an increase in supporting each other, in uplifting each other, sharing each other's businesses, supporting Black owned, keeping it local. So, Black love is being there and picking up your brother and sister when they need it. Sometimes they may not even know they need it yet.
Do you guys believe in Black love?
I can't tell you that I necessarily believe in Black love per se, because to me, there's so many different cultures and nationalities. I don't think there's one true definition to sit back and say there's specific to Black love, but that's me. I believe that whatever relationship I might have been in, is that I had to put all of my energy, all of me into that. I don't believe in just giving 50%. So I can't say that I'm going to be in a relationship. I just happen to be married to somebody who is of the West Indian culture. So it's neither here nor there for me. That's me personally. I don't know about him, but I can't tell you that I necessarily believe that there's just specific to Black love.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I'm not gonna um, bottle it and put it in a category of black love. Like, I understand it's two black individuals, but I I wouldn't limit myself, or I wouldn't want anybody else to limit themselves on a specific, race or culture or anything like that. Um, Black love, I think, as a community, we do need to see it because I don't think it's portrayed in a positive light where you have two parents in a home, male, mom and dad. There's a lot of single parent homes. So.
Do you believe in love languages?
Yes, I do.
Yes, yeah.
I think everybody loves differently, right? I think everybody requires something different. It's so funny. I just started to realize like I'm trying to take care of plants and I'm having a difficult time. And I realized lately that it's kind of rooted similar to love. Like you need to give the plant what they need, right? Not what you think they need. So sometimes I overwater them because I think they're thirsty or they're dry or they're gonna die, right? But then I'm realizing like my orchids are dying because they really and my succulents are dying too because they really don't need that much water. Like I'm being overbearing on them. So it's really about figuring out what works for that person. And sometimes it's touch, sometimes it's gifts, sometimes it's appreciation. So like I think love is a universal language, but with languages, people don't necessarily we speak English. Different people speak different languages, so I think sometimes to get through to someone, you need to approach them in a different light. So I definitely believe in love languages, and everybody needs something.
I agree with that 100%. Nobody, you have to really think of what the person needs as opposed to what you want to give. Because sometimes what you want to give, and then you have that expectation of them having the same reaction you would, that could kind of lead to disappointment sometimes. But you really have to find out what the person likes and give them what they're looking for, right? And teach them your love language too.
Yeah, I think love language is just a key way of just understanding someone. When you get to know someone, you know what kind of ticks them and what makes them smile, what kind of gets on their nerves. Just understanding someone. Yeah, so I guess in that regard, I do believe in love languages.
What about love languages? Do you believe in love languages?
100%. I think that in order to be in a successful relationship, you have to understand your partner's love language. And that's part of falling in love with someone is learning what that is and then respecting that person enough and caring about them enough to actually speak it and to learn it.
Would you say you believe in love languages?
Yes and no. There are love languages. I don't believe in focusing on any one love language because then that can seriously, seriously harm relationships.
What would you say are the 3 top qualities that love consists of?
Unity, peace, and intimacy.
Do you believe in love languages?
I do, because there's different ways of communicating and there's different ways of expressing. So if you're in tune with someone intimately, you'd be able to pick up on those languages.
And so you did mention a bit about your surroundings and how that could influence your relationships in life. Could you talk a little bit more?
Your environment has a lot to do with who you are, where you came from. God does create everybody as an individual. However, when you're brought into this world, you have people who nurture you and train you and raise you with their morals and values. And that is something that I think you hold on to very dearly until you go out there and you experience something different. If it's not pleasing, you're not going to be able to function properly out there. And then undesirables come into play. And then before you know it, it's a snowball effect where you cannot bounce back and catch yourself because you've held on to something which is right outside of your parameters of what you've been raised with.
There's a phrase that I've used and I try to explain to people, where I said slavery taught Black people how to live, not how to survive. And that's what happened. As a Black people, Black families, we know how to live. We don't know how to survive. We don't know how to love in a healthy, clean way. And we have to find ways to learn how to love. I mean, you can be in a single family home and still have love. You know, I know people who are with single families and they have date nights with their kids, right? I know people who are in a two-parent household and they don't do things like this. It really has to do with how your parents were raised and how they raised you. If they don't know how to love and teach you how to show love, it doesn't matter if you're in a single family home or not, you still will not know.